Boom. Oops. Throw in a couple cylinders for flavor. Then add this. Oh, look, we have a nice little chamber here with pillars and an altar. Then when we turn Dungeon 1 back on, let's see. Let's forego that. Grab one of these. Boom. Okay, so we finally have. We come in here. It's like, oh, there's nothing here. We go in. Jeez, there's a lot of stuff. What's going on? All right. Come around here. Oh, God, staircase. Boom. Nice, big, creepy opening. All right. So, now let's go back to Dungeon 1. Make current. Once we get little ways, really about right in this area. Volumes. Let's see. Not a level streaming volume. I don't want to use a level streaming volume for this. Right. Make it super, super thin. And I want it at an angle where the player's not going to be able to just ignore it. That'll work. Boom. So the player comes in, he's going to hit this, and then we're going to go into Blueprints, Sublevel, Edit Dungeon 1, Add Function, Collision, Add Begin Overlap. Let's see. Yeah, that's definitely. Yeah, that all the stuff in here is way oversized. Yeah, so Katatis is right. That's kind of how shooter game works in general. Is the layered approach to sublevels. Even for an individual level, everything is broken up into different layers. Okay, so streaming level, get streaming level, boom, and we're going to go with landscape level, which I believe is what a landscape layer. Boom. Is level loaded? Boom. Unload. Landscape layer. And then we're going to add just a second level here of we want to now load Dungeon 2, because we're coming up to the point where we can see the staircase, and we want to be able to go, oh, we're supposed to go down. Then, if it's false, so if the landscape layer is not loaded, that means we're about to go back, which means we want to get rid of Dungeon 2, and we want to load landscape layer. Now, the reason we have made these so very, 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 very small is because I tested this at work, and I basically had to have 3 triggers to be able to do effectively sanity checks either way. So you run one way, and it's like, oh, okay, is this level loaded? Yes. Okay, do nothing. Now check. Oh, okay, so I want to actually load the next level and unload the one behind me. Great, we're doing that. And then hit the next one. It's like, oh, is the one in front of me actually loaded? Great, okay. And so it was kind of tedious. Well, if I did it this way, with the really, really, really thin lines, the player actually, it is really, really difficult to sit at a position, or like where you hit it and then turn around and you would think, oh, okay, maybe it's not. No, it's so thin that it's actually going to catch again. I've been testing this for quite a while today. I spent about a good 45 minutes on it, just making sure this worked while I was working on a couple other issues. It was rather tedious. Let's see, boom, boom, and then when we get down to Dungeon 2, make current. So once we hit down here, right, we're going to hit another trigger volume. And this one, unfortunately, the way I have this set up right now, it is going to show, but you would probably have some type of door that closes or something for the boss fight. Boom. Edit Dungeon 2. Add collision, begin overlap. Branch is level loaded. Get streaming level. Dungeon 1 is level loaded. If true, unload stream level. Dungeon 1. If false, load stream level. Dungeon 1. So, the sum total of what we have done, and we'll run through this. When we start the game, the landscape layer loads, right? You see this dungeon, you're like, oh, interesting, things to do. We run in, hit that trigger, and it goes, oh, okay, he's going into the dungeon. And if we run back, it's like, oh, he's leaving the dungeon. And we go in, it's like, oh, we're going into the dungeon. Okay, we're going in. Load Dungeon 1. Run around, it's like, oh, shit, Dungeon 1. We're here. Look over there, nothing. Boom, boom, boom. Come around the corner, hit this. In fact, once we hit about right here is when it'll load Dungeon 2. So you shouldn't be able to see because it's around that corner. Then you come down here, and when it hits this one, by the way, it goes, oh, okay. Is the landscape still loaded? If so, get rid of it because we don't need it anymore. And is Dungeon 2 loaded? No? Okay, open it up. Boom, hit this one and it goes, oh, Dungeon 1, get rid of that. Oh, go back. Landscape, come back. Boom. So each time we go out, it unloads, or every time we go in, it loads in front of us, unloads behind us. When we're leaving, it loads in front of us, unloads behind us. That way, it's constantly updating, without having to do like tick or anything like that, which would be really stupid. Don't do that. So we're going. It's like, oh yeah. Oh wait, let me put this on the semi-big screen here. My supersized. This is actually a temple for giants, is what we're gonna call it. The temple for giants. That is a giant temple, and by temple I mean a white box of a temple. So you're running through and you're like, oh man, great murals. Lovely. I mean, the paint they chose little bland, but yeah, overall, I'm liking, I'm digging it. I could go with this. Yeah, I could live here. Seems to be rent controlled. I like it. Holy crap, there's stuff here. Why? Because we told it to. It's amazing. Then you turn the corner and it's like, oh, there's a big hallway, and it ends. There's nothing there. Leave it. Oh, yeah, that. Too tall to fit under there, and for some reason I don't have a crouch. Not gonna bother with it. So you come around here and you're like, oh man, this is huge. Boom. And that is because of level 2. Yeah. So, come down here. Jump down the stairs as any reasonable humanoid would. You hit this and that disappears. You come in here, you fight Big Bad Evil Guy number 1, basic boss man who is probably a goat demon with a fish tail. That's what we're going with. Goat demon with a fish tail. You fight him. He dies, and he's like, "Oh, now you have to go get the elemental crystals that'll stop my evil master, because this is every generic JRPG ever." You're like, "Oh, okay. Now I know what I'm doing. All right, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here." You're running, and you're running, running, and you're running. And then you take a nap because you got a tent like a responsible JRPG fan. Always get a tent and stock up on Phoenix Downs. Then you walk up these unnecessarily large stairs. I know, I know. But it's making the point, so I'm gonna do it. We're going up the giant stairs. This is why you also... I'm gonna show you another fun trick. Boom, that's open now. I'm gonna show you one more fun trick before we call it a night. A way to avoid exactly the problem we're having right now with the scaling. Haha, Katatus, haha. So Katatus says, Adam, I have a marketplace asset. You work on the marketplace, don't you? Where do I submit? Why isn't it live yet? Okay, so the answer is yes. Technically, currently, I am working on the marketplace. I am helping them out. So if you have questions about the marketplace, please feel free to ask me. The answer to his other question, let's see, you work on the marketplace. Yes, already answered that. Where do I submit? I will send you the submission guidelines into the chat. But there is, if you go to the marketplace by going to unrealengine.com and then clicking on something and then clicking marketplace, give me a second, I'll show you. This is going to be the end of the evening. So for anyone who's totally bored with listening to me ramble, I understand. Thank you so much for being here. You are wonderful and awesome, and I love you all. Okay, so click this thingy and we go shut up support Microsoft.com. That's actually important. You have to say that before you can go to UnrealEngine.com. You have to tell Microsoft to shut up. Not really, but you go to Marketplace, and if you go to Submission Guidelines, this will tell you all the things you need to know about the submission process. What things we expect, how we expect people to behave, because we do have things like professionalism and stuff like that we do expect out of sellers. And then you come down and you go, okay, where is the submission button? Submission process. Boom. Submit content. So you hit this button, you go to get started, make an account, then you go, okay, submit. Once you have submitted, we go through a process of reviewing the assets to make sure they are to the Epic standard that we have for the marketplace. Let's say it makes it then you send your asset, you send the projects in, we upload it, it gets pushed, it gets put out. We tend to release new content every Wednesday. I can't remember. I am not on the team that actually does the reviews, so I cannot tell you how long that takes. I believe it's like 3 weeks, but I could be wrong. It is a rather rigorous process, but they like to make sure that we are putting content on the marketplace that is up to standards and that has a certain quality bar. So